In this installment, we're going to be going over the early slate of Week 13. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Chef D, and I'm here to give you the winning ingredients for our Week 13 early slate we got going on. But before we deep dive into that, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MetsNetShetsD. Don't forget about that TikTok at Chef_D91. And don't forget about that Patreon. Right now, we're at the homepage of the YouTube channel, currently at 8.69 thousand subscribers. This is the road to 10K, and we're well on our way because you guys are showing up each and every day. So if you're already subscribed, continue to like and comment. That helps the YouTube algorithm so we can grow to a much broader audience. All right. So I implore you guys, if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, that's all you got to do. Hit that button right now. Subscribe. Join the free community that we have right here, and we're building a very strong one. And if you want to join the Patreon, you come through. Okay, we had a absolutely phenomenal Black Friday if you signed up for that, and you had a great day. Okay, we had multiple parlays, and we destroyed it in the NBA for that game between the Raiders and the Chiefs. I gave out the plus 13.5 for the Raiders and the under as well. As you can see, Brock Bowers covered 50 yards, Travis Kelce 40 yards, Jacoby Myers 40 yards, Xavier Worthy 25. That was a plus 446. That brought well over $100 back on a $25 bet. That came through. Like I showed you right there. I posted Raiders plus 14.5 and the under of 50.5. That came through. And then we decided to dominate in NBA with the under, and every under in NBA came through, man. We're talking about Pelicans, Grizzlies, under. Knicks, Hornets, under. Cavs, Hawks, under. And then we had another one here, Bowers and Hopkins, 50 and 25. That came through as well. So very solid selections there on Friday. So if you want more winning plays, you go to that link provided down below. That's where you'll see the Patreon link. Get connected. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. I'm so excited to announce I have partnered with BetStamp and Sign Up Expert to provide you guys with an easier way to sign up with any sportsbook in your area. If you go to the link in the description down below, you will be directed to this page you see here. It automatically displays all available sportsbooks in your area plus their current promotions. For example, you could take the plays given in this video and apply it to any other sportsbooks you don't currently have and reap the rewards. Now let's get into the slate. We're going to kick things off here in the MetLife Stadium. New York Jets 3-8 going up against the Seattle Seahawks 6-5. For the current odds right here, we have a even here. All right, it's even, dead on the line. Both teams, Jets minus 110, Seahawks minus 110. Bettors are very torn on this game. All right, technically, but Vegas is one-sided, but the public is on another way. All right, point spread -1, so it's a pick 'em in this game here. And for the total points, set at 42. All right, public bet percentage 79% of the bets, 85% of the money, all over Seattle. And this one here. And for the point spread, 73% of the bets, 80% of the money. Everything's all over Seattle. This game is still at a pick'em here. For the total points, 75% of the bets, 64% of the money towards that over 42 in this particular game. Looking at the injury report, we're going to start off with the Seattle Seahawks. Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, Leonard Williams, Jerron Reed, all these guys are fine. Uchenna Nwosu, one of their better linebackers, he's going to be out of this game with a thigh issue. That's going to be a little bit concerning there because they do have to deal with Breece Hall, who's going to play in this game. And then Stone Forsythe is going to be out, their tackle, as well. So that's going to be a big loss there. Stone Forsythe out because of the strong pass rush of the New York Jets, okay? The Jets have a ton of talent. They just got to make it come all together. There's just been a lot of mistakes this year, all right? For the New York Jets, Tyrone Smith, he's going to be out, so it's going to be Olu Fashanu at tackle, their rookie. Q tags on Brees Hall. He's going to be fine. Jake Hanson's going to play. Xavier Newman-Johnson is trending towards playing. And it's looking like CJ Mosley's coming back here. Their leader, middle linebacker. I was saying that they didn't need him. Maybe they do. Maybe they do. Not just as morale. Maybe corral this defense here and play a little bit better, especially in the run game. We'll see what happens with C.J. Mosley if he gets the full go in this game. And then Chuck Clark is going to be fine here at the safety position. For these two teams, they obviously are going in opposite directions here. Seattle, a little bit hot here. They've had a stretch of 3 games against all division opponents, Rams, San Francisco, and Arizona. And in those 3 games, they were able to become over 500, 2-1 in those 3 games. So that's a very good positive sign there for them. They handled that division to make it very competitive in that NFC West there, where they handled the 49ers and the Arizona Cardinals. The Jets, on the other hand, they've been struggling they've been struggling all year long here. And as you can see, after that Houston win, they lost to Arizona and then lost to Indianapolis, then went into a bye. So this was a much-needed bye here for the Jets. Regroup, refocus. I get it. You made your coach change in the middle of the season. Can these guys that are super talented, can they put it all together? This offense should be better than that. Can Aaron Rodgers play better football? Because that really was the main component here. This team has struggled to put points on the board. And then in that Arizona game, they didn't show up at all for defense. So that was a shock there. And they've been bullied rushing the football wise. So if we're looking at points allowed to opposing running backs here, the Jets are giving up a lot of yardage, just not a lot of yards per carry. So as you can see here, Jets 102 yards per game, 4.1 yards per carry. This should be a good spot for Ken Walker, who struggled last week. On the other side, Seattle Seahawks are struggling against the run, but they're a little bit worse. All right, they're giving up 113 yards a game and giving up almost 5 yards a carry at 4.9. That's a positive sign for Brees Hall. So that's going to be good. Help out for both quarterbacks. Help out Geno Smith with Ken Walker and help out Aaron Rodgers with Brees Hall getting that run game going here. Both secondaries are mediocre, but are trending in the right direction. Okay, both of these defenses, secondary-wise, have a lot of potential. Obviously, it's more top-heavy here with DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner on the side of the Jets. They just really need to get things going here. The key component here, where is going to have me leaning to one particular side, is going to be the sack department. All right, can you pressure the quarterback? Can you make your opponent's quarterback hassle, obviously distressed, create turnovers? All right, the Jets are very familiar with Geno Smith here. Can they get this very strong D line? All right, Hassan Reddick, Quentin Williams. Can they get these guys? Will McDonald to get at the quarterback. As you can see, the Jets are top 6 in the league, 34 sacks, and that's with a bye. So this D-line is going to be crucial here, and I think the value is on the home team. We got basically a home underdog here in the New York Jets. Give me the Jets on the money line. Give me the Jets +1. And for the over-under, I think this Jets offense can finally get clicking after finally having a bye. We're going right back to the well here. I'll take the over on the 42. In the Mercedes-Benz Stadium here, we have the Atlanta Falcons 6-5, LA Chargers 7-4 in this AFC versus NFC battle here. Looking at the current odds, Chargers are road favorites, very slightly, -120 on the money line, with the comeback of the Falcons at a +100. Point spread at a 1, so it's pretty much a pick 'em here. Total points set at 48, so pretty high total between these two teams. Full game public bet percentage here, 70% of the bets, 80% of the money here on the side of the Chargers. For the point spread, it's a little bit closer here, 65% of the bets, 63% of the money towards the Chargers as well. And for the total points, 69% of the bets and 65% of the money towards the over 48. All right. Looking at the injury report here for these two teams, we have Will Dissly. He's going to be fine. He got a full practice in on Friday. Chargers will be without a couple guys here. J.K. Dobbins, who's been their lead running back, he's going to be out. He had that knee injury in that Baltimore Ravens game. So another string here of knee injuries for J.K. Dobbins. It's been filled throughout his whole entire career, and it's very ironic he got injured to his former team, the Ravens. He's out. Alohi Gilman, starting safety, he's going to be out. So Marcus May is going to come in for him. Cam Hart, cornerback, he's going to be out as well. And Denzel Perryman, he's going to be out for the Chargers. So negative news there on the defense side of the ball. Cam Hart, cornerback, safety, and linebacker will be out. But they did get back Khalil Mack. So Khalil Mack, Bosa, they definitely got their pass rush back there. That's going to be a positive sign going against the Atlanta Falcons in a very stationary Kirk Cousins. So that's very big, okay? Atlanta Falcons, on the other hand, resting a lot of guys. Some guys are going to be out. Is Mike Hughes, cornerback, he's going to be out. He had a Q tag on Young Ho Koo, who struggled this year. And Jace McClellan, backup, like third string running back, he's going to be out of this game. Everyone else is going to be fine here for the Atlanta Falcons, all right? These two teams meeting up here. Let's just look at their last couple games. Falcons struggled the past 2 weeks. Saints, Denver, back-to-back losses, got dominated in Denver and then had a bye. And now they're coming here against the LA Chargers here. Chargers, on the other hand, were on a hot streak, 4 games in a row, beating New Orleans, Cleveland, Tennessee, Cincinnati, and then Jim Harbaugh lost to his brother, John Harbaugh, in that brother battle that they had last week. All right, so these two teams here, very talented. Chargers have a strong defense, what they've been leaning on, and this offense is coming around here with Justin Herbert really coming into himself and getting comfortable with his weapons, all right? So looking at fantasy points allowed to running backs, the Chargers, they should be able to stop Bijan Robinson, who's very dynamic, but this has been one of the strong suits for the LA Chargers, despite the fact they allowed 140 yards to Derrick Henry last week. That's understandable. That's Derrick Henry, and the Baltimore Ravens run game is totally different compared to the Atlanta Falcons run game, okay? For the LA Chargers, they're number 5 overall, number 1 in the red zone here. They're only giving them 92 yards a game, 4.8 yards a carry. That obviously that yards per carry went up from that Derrick Henry game here. And also, the teams have been not able, they've just been shying away from the run game against this defense here in the Chargers. On the other hand, looking at the Falcons, trying to stop the run, they've been solid at stopping the run as well. 90 yards per game, 4.4 yards a carry. The weakness of this Atlanta Falcons defense is to opposing quarterbacks. So you have Justin Herbert here in another positive game script. We saw it last week against Baltimore. They were able to put up a high-scoring environment in that game. That total was at 53 points. And now you got another one here. Atlanta Falcons here, 28 and 32 in the red zone. They're giving up a ton of yards, 237 and 2 TDs per game to opposing quarterbacks. Justin Herbert in a very positive light here. The LA Chargers defense will not be dealing with Lamar Jackson, so they don't have to worry about a rushing quarterback. They have a very stationary quarterback here in Kirk Cousins that they can get the pass rush to, and he's not going nowhere. Once the play's blown up, it's over for him. All right, and the Chargers have been strong against the pass here, especially in the red zone. So they're giving up yards, 219 yards per game, but they are not giving up TDs in the red zone. They're 9th in the league at giving up a red zone touchdown. So that's a very strong point there to be able to contain this offense here. Bend, but don't break. All right, that's what you're seeing here from the LA Chargers. In this particular game, yet again, trenches. Trenches is going to be very important. Again, Falcons do not get any pressure on the quarterback here. They are 32nd, dead last in the league, getting sacks against opposing quarterbacks. That means you're giving time to Justin Herbert to dissect the defense, to get the ball to his tight ends and to either Ladd McConkey or to his running back as well. And then Chargers, on the other hand, are creating pressure. They're top 6 in the league at getting to the quarterback, and Kirk Cousins is known to take sacks, all right, very easily here. So for this game, I'm going to be leaning here on the side of the Chargers to win in the trenches, and I like the positive note here on Justin Herbert to create offense, all right? So give me the Chargers on the money line, Chargers on the spread, and I like this game to be back and forth a little bit. Chargers get cooking, especially against that Falcons defense. Give me the over on the 48. Next game up here in Paycor Stadium, Cincinnati Bengals 4-7, Pittsburgh Steelers 8-3. An AFC North battle here between the Steelers and the Bengals. Bengals are favorited. All right, home favorites minus 160 on the money line with the comeback of the Steelers at a plus 135. Point spread set at 3. So this line has not even moved as well. It is solidified here with the Bengals on the money line and the Bengals on the point spread here. No 2.5 here with the total points set at 47. All right, so over under set at 47. Full game public bet percentage here. We have 59% of the bets towards the side of the Bengals, but we have the sharps here. 68% of the money is coming in on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And then for the point spread, it's one-sided, 70% of the bets and 68% of the money on the Pittsburgh +3. So we have pretty much here a public underdog. All right, I usually tell you guys to avoid public underdogs. This is a division matchup as well, and this is their first time meeting this year. All right, that's another very interesting point here. The Steelers are beginning a stretch of games that are very grueling coming into this game here. For the total points, 69% of the bets towards the over and 63% of the money towards the over, 47 as well. Now, injury report here between these two teams. Looking at the Steelers, Corey Trice Jr., cornerback, he's going to be out. Alex Highsmith, all right, one of their second best pass rusher, he's going to be doubtful in this game. That's a big loss there. Obviously, you still got TJ Watt, and then Nick Herbig is a guy that still gets to the quarterback, but Highsmith, high octane motor that he provides here for that D line as well. He's a perfect 1-2 punch with TJ Watt. Him being out is huge, and then Martravius Adams, D tackle, is going to be out. All right, so some big losses there. Alex Highsmith and then D tackle Adams will be out this game. For the Bengals, they are dealing with a doubtful with Charlie Jones. He's like a fourth-string wide receiver and special teamer. Everyone else is fine here for the Bengals. Orlando Brown is going to be fine. That's very huge here for that O-line. And they really need all hands on deck here for the Bengals. If they're going to have an opportunity to get in as a wild card team, they cannot afford any more losses here. This is a team that is 4-7, and is a very crucial game for the Bengals here, coming off a bye. All right, so you're coming off a bye and you are really focused. You got 2 weeks to focus in on your division rival here. Pittsburgh Steelers were on a hot streak. They just lost to Cleveland in that snow game, and now they're coming into another division game here against the Bengals. They had some time to rest here, 9 days, but still, all right, this is going to be very crucial for them in this particular game. All right, now if I'm going through the sides here, the Bengals rush D has improved because of this D-line and linebacker core getting finally healthy. The question with the Bengals is their secondary. All right, they have been giving up fantasy points allowed to opposing quarterbacks, 29th and 27th. Which this is why I'm thinking that this game is going to be a shootout. All right, when you got Joe Burrow, you got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. The way Burrow's been playing this year, he's been forcing the issue here and passing the ball down the field, which is opening things up for his wide receivers and for Chase Brown. It doesn't matter what defense. This Bengals offense has not been an issue at all. All right, this Bengals offense has been phenomenal. It has been the issue here with the defense. All right, if the defense can stop the run, which they have been, if we're looking at their numbers overall. Looking for the Bengals, they are 10th overall and 20th in the red zone. All right, they're only giving up 4 yards a carry. If they can mitigate that run offense here for the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's going to give them the best chance to get this division win. All right, so for this game here, I'm going to go towards the over. All hands on deck here. Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Chase Brown. Like the over 47 in this game. For the winner here, I'm going to lean towards the Bengals. All right, I don't like public underdogs, and that's usually a setup for a trap. We're going to be going with the Bengals to get their AFC North win here. Very crucial game here for them. Take them on the money line. We're going to take them to cover the 3 as well. And I like the over 47 in this matchup. All right, we're going to be taking the Steelers to go in the 2-game losing streak here. They were very fortunate at the beginning of the season, but this is a very tough end of the season here. It was very crucial that they got out to a very good record early, because it gets ugly for them. In US Bank Stadium here, we have the Minnesota Vikings 9-2 going up against the Arizona Cardinals 6-5. Looking at the current odds here, Vikings home favorites here, -175 on the money line, with the comeback of the Cardinals at a +150. Point spread set at 3.5, and the total set at 45. All right, public bet percentage here, 87% of the bets, 82% of the money, all on Minnesota. With the point spread, 67% of the bets, 78% of the money on Minnesota to cover as well. And for the total point, 78% of the bets, 83% of the money towards the over 45 total in this particular game. Looking at the injury report here for these two teams, we're starting off with the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to be without Jay Ward, safety, and Josh Oliver, backup tight end. Those two guys are going to be out of the game here between the Cardinals and Minnesota Vikings here. Cardinals are not dealing with any issues injury-wise. They're here with a clean bill of health. Very interesting matchup here between these two teams. And we're looking at their previous games here. Cardinals got on a little bit of run, 4-game winning streak, and then lost to Seattle Seahawks. They have been struggling coming out of byes. An in-division matchup, and that came true again. 16-6, they struggled in that game against Seattle. That was an anomaly. This team was red hot the past couple of weeks. Had the bye, got to a slow start against Seattle, and at least they got their win beneath their wings here. We'll see how it goes in this matchup here between the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are on a 4-game winning streak, beating the Colts, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and Chicago Bears. They beat up on a bunch of bums. They beat up on pretty much the AFC South, and then the struggling Chicago Bears that just fired their head coach and didn't know how to take a timeout. So Minnesota's been getting very lucky looking at the schedule here. And the Cardinals, they had some tougher tests here. They faced Miami, the LA Chargers there, who are a very good team. Jets struggled, and then the Chicago Bears as well. All right, so the positive note in this particular game, if we're looking at fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs, we'll see that the Cardinals are giving up yards, but not much in the yards per carry. 104 yards a game, 4.4 yards a carry here for the Vikings. Aaron Jones could have a decent matchup here in this particular spot here. Vikings have been strong defensively. If we're looking at stopping the run, they've been really good. 62 yards a game, 3.7 yards a carry. So that doesn't look too well there. But I'm going to explain what's the issue here in this game. All right, it's a mismatch that we have here between the Vikings and the Cardinals. If we're looking at fantasy points allowed to opposing quarterbacks, the Cardinals here. Let's see who comes up first. Cardinals are 12th overall, 19th in the red zone, giving up 235 yards, but only 1.1 TD per game. And then the Vikings are right behind them. Very similar numbers here. All right, Vikings are giving up more yards, so they have been vulnerable in the passing game. 265 yards and 1.5 TDs per game. All right, they're 22nd in the red zone, so a little more vulnerable here on the side of the Minnesota secondary. All right, now the issue in this game between the Vikings and the Cardinals is Brian Flores. All right, Brian Flores is going to have an issue. He wants to blitz, and he's going to blitz. The thing is, with Kyler Murray, he is super mobile, and when you blitz and it's obvious, you're going to lose contain, and it's going to make things very easy for Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray is very good at diagnosing blitz, and he's very good. He has very good numbers facing high blitz packages, all right? And that's what he's going to be getting here in Brian Flores. And this leaves things open here for this Cardinals offense to get going, which we've seen the past 5 weeks. All right, they've been very dominant. Had one bad game against Seattle. Seattle is playing more zone, and they have better corners here. All right, so what we're seeing here, Vikings are going to bring that pressure, and it's going to open things up for Kyler Murray to create. Once you get Kyler Murray out that pocket, he's either going deep down the field, finding somebody open, or you can see him rush for a ton of yards. All right, All right, so this is going to be a spot where I'm going to be going with the underdog here. Give me the Cardinals. You can sprinkle them on a money line. I love the plus 3.5. So give me the Cardinals plus 3.5. And for that total of the over-under 45, I expect this to go over 45 here. Cardinals are going to be able to put up points against this Vikings defense. It's going to force the Vikings to be in a situation where Darnold's going to have to create. And really, Darnold has not been showing up the last couple weeks, and they've been leaning on the defense here and the running game and Aaron Jones. All right, so it's going to force Darnold to be in put situations where, remember, past situations here, he turns over the football. So that's what I'm expecting here in this game. All right, so give me the Cardinals plus 3.5 and give me the over on the total of 45. In Gillette Stadium here, we have the New England Patriots 3-9 going up against the Indianapolis Colts 5-7. For the current odds for this one here, minus 140 on a road favorite, Indianapolis Colts. Patriots with the comeback at a plus 120. Point spread at a 2.5. And we have this total point set at 42.5. Full game public bet percentage here, 80% of the bets, 86% of the money on the side of the Indianapolis Colts. 71% of the bets, 56% of the money coming in for the point spread for the Colts to cover the 2.5. And for the total points, 72% of the bets and 52% of the money towards the over 42.5. All right. Looking at the injury report here for these two teams, the Indianapolis Colts, Tanner Bartolini. There you go. Guard. He's going to be out. Josh Downs, who's been playing phenomenal this year, he's going to be out with a shoulder issue. Ashton Doolin is going to be out as well. So they're missing the number 2 wide receiver, number 4 wide receiver here. Positive note, this will allow Adonai Mitchell here to step up to be that number 2 wide receiver, a rookie wide receiver, very good, very talented coming out of Texas. And he's getting an opportunity here to really shine, to play alongside of Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce, who got 2 DNPs. He got in a full practice Friday. That's their deep guy. He's going to be fine in this game. He's currently questionable, but he's trending towards playing. So it's going to be Adonai Mitchell, Alec Pierce, and Michael Pittman here for the wide receivers of the Colts. And then Braden Smith, tackle, he's going to be out of this game as well with a personal matter. Patriots, they got a long list here. A lot of Q tags. We'll see who's going to fully give it a go. The guys that are officially out, Cole Strange, their guard, who their leader on the offensive line, he's going to be out. And everyone else is Q tagged up. All right, so we'll see on Sunday morning who's going to be fully in or out for the New England Patriots. But for the Colts, they're missing a couple of their wide receivers. In this matchup here, Colts are still alive for that division. They're only 2 games back here of the Houston Texans in this stretch run, and obviously still fighting for a wild card position. Patriots, this defense has been picked apart the past couple weeks. They've given up back-to-back games over 28 points. All right, as they lost to Miami Dolphins and then lost to the LA Rams here. This could be a positive note here for Anthony Richardson in the passing game, as well as the rushing game. All right, if we're looking at fantasy points allowed to opposing running backs, the Patriots are 24th overall, 29th in the red zone, giving up 112 yards per game, 4.6 yards a carry. Colts have struggled against running backs as well, yardage-wise, 116 yards per game. So their best positive note here for the Patriots, if they can get Ramondre Stevenson going yet again, that's going to keep them alive in this game. They're giving up 4.3 yards to carry this Colts run defense as well. All right, looking at fantasy points allowed to opposing QBs, like I said, Patriots have been giving up 28 points per game the last 2 weeks, and this is another good spot here for Anthony Richardson to open things up for Michael Pittman and Adonai Mitchell. All right, 25th overall, 27th in the red zone. So this is going to be a positive spot here for Anthony Richardson. If they can get that run game going, that's going to open up the pass game. You can get a very complete game, and it can be very dangerous if you get Anthony Richardson with confidence. We saw it against the New York Jets when he got going. He made that comeback win against the Jets a couple weeks ago, and he was dynamic, rushing and passing the football. Once he get those 2 things going, he is very hard to stop, especially when he's running the ball. This is 260, 265 coming at you, and he's like 6'4", 6'5". This is a huge person here, all right? He's a linebacker that's playing quarterback. This is a very big weapon that they have here in the Colts, and I think they can wear and tear on this defense here. Colts are strong against opposing quarterbacks, 12th and 15th overall, and I think they can give a little bit trouble of Drake May in certain situations, all right? So ultimately, for this game here, I'm going to be going with the road favorite here in the Colts. Give me the Colts on the money line. I do believe that the Colts can cover the 2.5. So it's below a field goal. I feel confident about that. And for the over-under, it's going to be close here with the 42.5. I think that's about right. I can see the Colts getting to over their team total around 17 to 21 points there. The question will be the Patriots, all right? Can they go over their team total to make this go over? I would lean towards the over, all right? The 42 is kind of low. I would lean towards the over very slightly in this particular game, but main play, Colts on the money line for this one. In Northwest Stadium here, Washington Commanders going up against the Tennessee Titans here, AFC versus NFC battle. For the Commanders at home as favorites, minus 275. At home with the comeback of the Titans at a plus 220. Point spread set at 6. Total points set at 44.5. All right. Public bet percentage here, 94% of the bets, 93% of the money on the side of Washington. For the point spread, 62% of the bets, 64% of the money for Washington to cover. And for the total points, we have 63% of the bets and 63% of the money towards the over 44.5. All right. For the injury report for these two teams, guys that are going to be out, Leroy Watson, he's going to be out, their tackle, and Chidobe Awuzie, their cornerback, is going to be out as well. Tajay Spears will be questionable. He was able to get in 2 full practices on Thursday and Friday, so he might be back there to join alongside of the other running back here, and Tony Pollard for the Tennessee Titans. All right, so that could be a positive note there for the Titans, give them the best opportunity to win. For the Commanders, we are waiting on news on their Friday report, but we already know that Austin Eckler will not play in this game. Cleveland Ferrell got in rest. He's going to be fine. Anyone else with 2 DNPs? No one else had 2 DNPs. And Brian Robinson will play in this game. And it's looking like Marshawn Lattimore is going to finally make his debut for the Commanders. So that's a huge positive note here. This Commanders defense secondary has been strong here, and it's going to get stronger with Marshawn Lattimore in that secondary as well. The Commanders, all right, they have had a little bit of an issue in the past 3 weeks, despite the fact they got onto a hot start. They lost their last 3 games against Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Dallas. They have been getting a little bit exposed in the rushing department, all right? Teams have been rushing against the Commanders, which have been, that's why they've been losing these past 3 games in crucial moments. They have not been able to stop the run. Also, this offense has slowed down just a tad bit here, so we're going to be seeing, hopefully we get this offense here, another strong game from them. Positive note, in the last 3 games, 3 out of the last 4 games, they have scored over 26 points, all right? So that's going to be the positive that they can lean on. Can they stop the run here in the Tennessee Titans, which they're going to lean on that as well. As you can see here, Commanders 22nd overall, 14th in the red zone. They're giving up 120 yards per game, 5 yards per carry. That's the negative point there for the Commanders. Between these 2 teams, I think with this team here, they can limit Will Levis and make him struggle and make this team more one-dimensional. Tennessee Titans will have some success, but I don't think it's going to be throughout the whole game from beginning to end. They'll figure it out, and the Commanders get off the schneid and get off this 3-game losing streak and get a big win at home here against the Tennessee Titans. So give me the Commanders on the money line. The point spread is scary, I think. I mean, you can get the touchdown, but Titans are a very tough team. I think they can keep this close. That's the question mark. I'm going to stay away from that point spread. If I had to, I might lean towards the Titans +6. If you can get a 7, that's a better number there. I'm going to go for the under 44 in this game environment. I think they really stifle this Titans team on the road. All right. So give me the Commanders on the money line and give me the under 44.5. In Everbank Stadium here, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars 2-9 going up against the Houston Texans 7-5. Looking at the current odds for this one, Texans are solidified road favorites -190, with the comeback of the Jaguars at a +155. Point spread set at 3.5, and total points set at 44. All right, public bet percentage here: 95% of the bets, 98% of the money all over the Houston Texans. For the point spread, 83% of the bets, 84% of the money all over the Texans to cover. And for the total points, we have 81% of the bets, 87% of the money towards the over 44 in the total. Looking at the injury report here for these two teams here, this is a AFC South in-division battle. Fole Fatukasi is out for the Texans, and Jalen Petrie, their very leader here. He's a very good leader. He plays that safety / linebacker. They move him around a lot here. Jalen Petrie is one of their leading tacklers as well. He's going to be out. That's a big loss on the defense. And you got a Q tag on Xavier Hutchinson for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yasir Abdullah, linebacker, will be out for that team. All right. So question mark on Trevor Lawrence. He's trending towards playing. He's back from his shoulder injury. He's been out for like 2 to 3 weeks here for the Jacksonville Jaguars. They definitely need him, but he was very up and down while he was playing before he got injured, and then things got worse here with Mac Jones at quarterback. This is a big mismatch here because the Jacksonville Jaguars defense is absolutely horrible. As you can see, 4-game losing streak here against Green Bay, Philadelphia, Minnesota, and then the Detroit Lions ran all over them there. Texans, after a strong start, they are dealing with a rough patch here. Lost to the Jets, lost to the Detroit, won against Dallas, and then a crucial loss against Tennessee. So this is a must-win spot here for the Houston Texans in this one. And we're just going to be leaning on the factor that the Jaguars are poor against stopping the run and poor against opposing quarterbacks. This is a very good get-right spot here for the Houston Texans, even though this is an in-division matchup here. Nico Collins back with Tank Dell. This is a high-octane offense, and they should get clicking here. Jacksonville Jaguars, Joe Mixon's in a good spot. Jaguars are 31st overall and 32nd in the red zone. And looking at fantasy points allowed to opposing quarterbacks, Jacksonville is 26th overall, 9th in the red zone, but they're giving up 345 yards. 345 yards passing to opposing quarterbacks. This is a smash spot for CJ Stroud, and they should have a field day with Tank Dell and Nico Collins here. I love a complete sweep on this one. Texans on the money line. Texans to cover the 3.5, and I think alone this Texas team could cover that total point. So give me the over on the 44 as well. So those are all our selections for the Week 13 early slate. Let me know in that comment section down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? We could definitely debate about that in the comment section. If you guys want to sign up for the Patreon, that's link provided down below in the description. You're getting access to daily bets, future bets, and access to that group chat that goes off 24/7. It's your boy Chef D. I'll be back very soon, and peace out.